Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I believe so. I hope you all are having a great day. Today, we are going to dive into a topic that I love to explore. And I'll first introduce myself. My name is Ashley Perl. I am a somatic healing coach and a breathwork guide and enthusiast. And the work that I do in the world, the work that I do with my clients is really rooted in self-healing. I love to empower everybody to find the practices, the modalities, the things that are most supportive to you, knowing that no one person is alike. And so in the world of personal development, there is a lot of talk about meditation. And often people come to me and they say, I wish I could quiet my mind. I really want to experience inner peace and calmness and connectedness, but I can't meditate. And I love this phrase because I myself used to always say this exact phrase, I can't meditate. And so today we're going to talk about why that is, why some people feel like they can't meditate. And I put that in quotes because everybody actually can. This is accessible to anyone, whether they can quiet their mind right now or not. But I'm also going to share about another modality that often comes up in tandem with meditation that you might be curious to learn about, and that is breathwork. Yeah, so I see here some of you say you have a hard time meditating, and we're going to talk about that because often folks think something's wrong with them, that they can't meditate, that's something that only other people can do, and I'm never going to achieve this state where my mind is calm or where my mind is not in this, overactive pattern. And I'm here to tell you that that's actually quite possible for you, okay? So why don't we first just quickly go over what meditation is and what breath work is in case anyone is learning this for the first time or wants a refresher. So meditation, and let's keep in mind there are so many different forms, but meditation is really a practice where you can leverage your awareness to achieve states of inner calmness and peace. You can clear your mind, really try to detach from your thoughts. That's a common practice with meditation. Sit in stillness, silence, right? But there's also other forms of meditation where you're focusing on something for a particular reason. Perhaps you want to focus on something you're calling in or a state that you want to experience, whatever it is, a mantra. That's essentially meditation, okay? And you might picture, people sitting cross-legged in silence for hours at a time, picturing monks meditating. Yes, that's a form. But there's also walking meditations and active meditations. One might argue that even some movement or music can be meditative because it can allow your thoughts to quiet and you can have a little bit more, I say, like leverage or master over your thoughts, okay? So that's meditation. Now we have breath work. And some of you might have experienced breath work in yoga practices. There's so many different types. The type of breath work that I am trained in and that I teach and share with anybody who will listen is a form of active rhythmic breathing in various patterns. And we breathe in this way to achieve states of inner calmness, inner peace, connectedness, increased immunity. There are so many amazing benefits to it when we breathe in a rhythmic way like this, whether it's for 3 to 4 minutes or for an hour or more. We're doing something called alkalizing the body. And when we're allowing the body to move from this acidic state to an alkali state, that is where we can achieve homeostasis and other things that are really, really healing, okay? And we'll talk a little bit more about breath work in a moment. I'll start by sharing a quick personal story. I, yesterday or 2 days ago on Sunday, sat in a day-long silent meditation retreat. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I would have been doing that and that I would have actually enjoyed it, I would have said, you are absolutely crazy. You are mashuga. I literally cannot do that. My mind is way too busy. It will not quiet down. And I'm happy to say that I did this journey of sitting in silence for an entire day, and I absolutely loved it. And the reason why I believe I was able to do this is because of the years that I've been practicing breath work. And I did a whole video on OK Clarity's page. I think it was on June 7th is the date. You can go back and learn all about breath work, learn about why breath work calms the mind. We'll talk about that a little bit. But there's a reason why I was able to do this, and that's because breath work actually allows us to bring all that energy from our minds and bring it down into the body so that our racing thoughts, our intrusive thoughts, our chaotic monkey mind brain, it can actually quiet down, okay? And so I just share this to say that no one's journey is different. I know people who have been meditating their whole lives and they never had a problem with it. I always struggled with anxiety and racing thoughts, and for that reason, I needed to do something to support myself in learning how to bring that energy from my mind into my body, how to find safety in my body, and how to essentially quiet all of those racing thoughts, which took, some other healing work as well, I will say, but there's a lot more that's available to you depending on what it is you're interested in. And so I invite you to take a moment to consider what your goal is, what your intention is. And from there, you can kind of decide, maybe breathwork's right for you, maybe meditation's right for you, maybe both in tandem. And I'll explain what that might look like. But ultimately, you get to choose your own adventure and explore different modalities to see what's best supportive to you in whatever stage and journey you're at right now, whatever stage of your journey you're at right now. So if you're someone who perhaps wants to experience some more, inner calmness, connectedness, focus, presence, and you go to meditate and it's actually pretty, easy for you, you enjoy it, you're able to quiet your mind pretty easily, then beautiful. Meditation might be a really great practice for you. And I invite you to explore maybe some guided meditations on some of the great apps that they have available. Try that out, okay? But if you're someone like most of the world, I would argue, who struggles with racing thoughts, intrusive thoughts, this monkey mind, right? You feel like you're going from one idea to the next and you just can't seem to ground and land in the present moment, then this isn't a situation where it's, you must not be able to meditate, then it's just not available to you. No, it's that there's a deeper rooted, I don't want to call it a problem, let's call it an opportunity, right? There's a deeper rooted opportunity that's available to you in order to have you quiet your mind and figure out, why is your mind acting like this? And so let's talk about what the monkey mind is, because this might help clear some things up. When our minds are jumping from one idea to the next, when we cannot sit in stillness without overanalyzing or thinking about that conversation we had the other day with that person, did it feel awkward, or whatever it is that's alive and real for you, okay? And you get to explore this with so much compassion for yourselves. That might mean that your mind is overactive because it's trying to find safety in some way. It's trying to find stability in some way. It's trying to find safety by figuring things out. And I'm putting that in a quote because it's not real or true. We're often trying to control the uncontrollable or figure something out that we actually can't quite figure out, okay? But those are kind of the little lovely tricks that our primal brains love to play on us. And when we can become aware of that, we can actually do something in order to change that pattern. That's exactly the practice that I've done over the last, 5-10 years, as I said earlier. So breath work, the reason why we're talking about breath work today too is because breath work's actually an amazing way to calm the monkey mind so that you can meditate, okay? Or so that you can experience more presence in the current moment. The first reason why breathwork works so beautifully for this is because it gives your brain something to focus on. Rather than just sitting there trying to quiet your mind and tell your thoughts to be quiet when clearly they're just racing. Rather than do that, you can focus your mind on various breathing patterns. And if you join me for that training on June 7th, or if you join me for some trainings in the future, you might actually experience this and experience the felt sense of, okay, if I just bring my focus when it veers away, just bring it back to the breath, you start to realize that those racing thoughts kind of quiet themselves down altogether. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, breathing in itself in rhythmic ways can bring in safety into the body. And the whole reason why your mind is racing in the first place is because it's trying to find safety in this roundabout way. So rather than trying to find it through controlling your outside circumstances, which we know we can't control everything in life, we can actually create the safety in our bodies, which then takes away the need for our bodies to find it in an outside way. Okay, so that's number two. And then number three, breath work just clears out stagnant energy from our bodies. Oftentimes the anxiety that we feel, the inability to sit still because we have discomfort in our system, it's just some built up energy. If we haven't exercised, if we haven't felt our emotions fully, and so many of us have lived years and years and decades not doing that, it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable and therefore cause a little bit of possible anxiety in the system. And that's all it is. And then our brains go crazy trying to think our way into feeling better. And that's just not possible. So those are three reasons why breathwork might be actually really supportive. And so while we're talking about, breathwork versus meditation, which one's right? I personally recommend for those people who really, really struggle with the monkey mind, try breathwork first. And then you might be able to move into a meditation. Or perhaps you just focus on doing 3, 5, 10-minute breathwork practices 1 to 3 times a day. And you realize, wow, my nervous system is way calmer than it ever has been. Maybe now I can focus on meditating. But if you're wanting to, increase your ability to feel calm and safe and present in your life, I invite you to explore breath work a little bit, because that's often a really, really easy pathway, especially for those people that struggle with the anxious monkey mind the most, myself included, okay? So there you have it, breath work versus meditation. Play around with it and explore what's best for you. In the June 7th training that's on OK Clarity's Instagram feed, you can see or be guided through a live practice that I shared there on Instagram. But I also do, live gatherings with breathwork where you can experience it for yourself. So if you want to either follow me or message me on Instagram at Ashley Dawn Perl, or you can even find me on the OK Clarity platform and get some info there, message me there. I'd be happy to share some free resources with you so you can start practicing this and feeling the felt sense in your body, and maybe, joining us for a breathing experience in the future to see the impact that it might have on your nervous system. So wherever you are in your journey, I wish you luck and thank you for being here. I will see you in a couple weeks for our next training, and I look forward to it. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.